Some of the things I'm doing right now honestly scare me, and maybe that's a good thing because a few years ago I never imagined I would even sit in front of a camera and talk like this. Because I used to avoid attention so much that I didn't even like taking pictures at school. Every time someone pointed a camera at me, I became uncomfortable immediately because I overthought everything: how I looked, how I sounded, what people would think about me. And now I'm posting videos online on my own YouTube channel. That's my one of my privilege. Not because I suddenly became fearless, but because I got really tired of letting my fear decide my life. I'm 19 years old, financially independent, living in another city alone, away from my family, and right now in the very solitude phase of my life. It's quite hard to figure out everything on my own, to figure out my life. But I believe I'm building something profound to guarantee my later life. And it feels like I'm standing between two versions of myself: the old version of me, the shy, hidden, staying hidden, fragile, and emotionally dependent on the things and the people, and the future version of me, the person I'm trying so hard to become. And honestly, the distance between those two people feels terrifying sometimes, like I'm in an infinite liminal space. In that stage, I'm building my brand, Yushar, from an idea that only existed in my mind a long ago, and only I believe one day it will eventually work. I'm learning languages because I want to connect with a world bigger than I one I grew up in. And I'm trying to create a future that nobody around me has fully shown me how to build. That's scary, especially in a solitude like in my state. And I suppose most people misunderstood success. Like it's confidence first, then action second. But honestly, I think it's the opposite. And most people start while they're still scared. And the courage is actually waking up every day with uncertainty and continuing anyway. So there are late nights, sitting alone, working on my art, or creating fashion sketches like this, one of my fashion sketches here. And while drawing them, I suddenly start questioning everything. What if this doesn't work? What if I fail publicly? What if I what if I am aiming too high? I think dreams die because of self-doubt, fears, what is, and the lack of faith on your own capabilities. And deep down, I know I was never mentally quietly inside my own fears. Sometimes I think artists like me, feel everything very deeply, maybe too deeply, but that sensitivity can become something beautiful if you stop hiding it. And I spent a long time hiding parts of myself. Even starting this journey online took me so much mental preparation. People see a video online and think, oh, she or he's confident. But they don't see the dozens of deleted clips, the overthinking, the anxiety before posting. They see the final results. And It seems perfect, but it's a privilege. I call this the privilege of growth. And the growth is actually very uncomfortable. Becoming a new version of yourself feels strange because your old self keeps trying to pull you backward. I also think being 19 years old is such a strange year, such a strange age, because you're expected to start building your future seriously, but at the same time, you're still learning who you really are, even who you are, even why you are who you are. What is the purpose of living? Is it just surviving in the matrix cycle or becoming conscious about your personal legends? And success is not always loud. Sometimes success lies on simple things like posting the video, starting a project, speaking and learning in other languages despite making errors or wrong pronunciations. I can speak 3 languages: English, Spanish, and my mother tongue. Being trilingual is one of my successes, I think, and I'm really proud of that because I know being trilingual will help me a lot, both in my career and in my daily life in the future. So it's very necessary to know another languages, despite living in a AI century. And one thing I realized recently is that dreams are supposed to feel uncomfortable. If your dream doesn't scare you at least a little, maybe it's too small, or it is random thoughts just looping in your head. And I know some of my dreams sound unrealistic. Building a meaningful brand, studying abroad, helping my community, creating art that people connect with, and building a life from scratches that once felt impossible to be. But I would rather chase something difficult than spending my whole life wondering who I could have become or regretting about things that I haven't done in my later life. So, do the hard things first. Challenge yourself. Never let fear to decide your life. And so my final message is be yourself, be aware of who you really are, and never waste your potentials.